welcome to your weekly reading for February 14th through the 20th. Just a heads up, I am going off of like 3 hours of sleep today, so if I feel like I'm dragging in my words or I'm kind of slurring over them a little bit, that's why. So just bear with me on this reading here. So far the readings have been really good though. Well, okay, let me digress a little bit. The first reading I had today was Sagittarius. It didn't really quite come out like a super positive one, but ultimately everything leads in a positive direction. But you may have to be going through something that may not be super positive at the time. And I am trying to have readings that are deep and insightful and not just all about the sunshine and rainbows of life, because unfortunately that's not how life is. So I think a good reader focuses on having those deep insights that come through and not just try to give people super positive messages all the time, because you're just fooling everyone when you do that. But anyway, so I got 3 new decks here. I got one for relationships / heart, abundance in all aspects, and also one spirit message card I'm going to draw. And I do shuffle everything before, so that did happen. So anyway, please enjoy. So the overall essence for the week here is this card's called Death and Rebirth, but it's the equivalent to the Death card in traditional tarot. So what I'm feeling from this is you Aquarians are going to wind up going through some sort of transformative process. And that does kind of require deaths of old way of being, deaths of certain ideas and perspectives, or maybe even the death of a certain path that you thought you were going down. You're going to start noticing something die out as the week comes in. And it may not be super fun, but the thing is like, I love this. This is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck, because it's so like, it's so transformative. I mean, the energy surrounding death is like, yeah, it may kind of suck sometimes. If it's wanted, if it's desired, then yes, it will be completely positive. You'll go with the flow. But if you resist what's happening, then it can be a little troublesome. But ultimately, it's helping you in the long run. So just keep that in mind. But I love this card because of that. There's a very transformative energy that's playing out for this week. Why does it keep doing that? All right, so in the recent past, we had the Four of Wands and the Lovers. So right off the bat, it definitely seems like, someone may have gotten married, or there may have been some sort of celebration between two people who are connected with the heart. So intimate connections, I should say. If you weren't married, it was some sort of event that you and your partner had attended that created some sort of celebratory moment or milestone of some sort. So yeah, that was a pretty recent, and that's a pretty cool interpretation there. A lot of joy and happiness, and it involves some sort of relationship here. Current energy, we have the King of Cups and the Justice card. Okay, so it looks like, the King of Cups, to me, I'm getting a couple of different messages here. My initial feeling was, you are having to have some sort of emotional balance and just kind of go with the flow, as something to do with balance or legal contracts or something to do with law or legalities is playing out for you. Or it's talking about coming into more balance with your emotion, because you may have been going through a pretty emotionally turbulent time. Or it's talking about a person in your life who you are going through some sort of legal situation with. And that's really the only two I'm getting here. Emotional balance, either keeping balance in your emotions as things play out, or it's someone like this King of Cups here is a person that you're dealing with in regards to law. But whatever resonates with you, I'm getting both for some reason. All right, so the next current is the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords. All right, so it looks like some new passionate idea or something is going to spark inspiration in you, and it may cause you to have to kind of like come back a little bit and kind of evaluate how you're going to, because the King of Swords, let me just back up a little bit. The King of Swords represents someone who is logical, analytical. It could represent someone of an authoritative figure, but ultimately I feel like this is just you kind of like stepping back a little bit, kind of gaining that higher perspective, and a more clarity on this new idea coming through. and like actually looking at it in a more rational standpoint. That's because like I'm kind of focused on the overall image here. He's in the mountains, he's surrounded by nature, and that nature includes different animals, so it's like he's kind of in harmony with it. And so he is coming from a more balanced, rational standpoint in regards to this new idea or inspiration that's coming through. So, but the thing is, like the King of Swords is like he goes for it. I mean, he knows how to get what he wants because he's gained that clarity, he's gained that perspective in order to move forward on it. And he's kind of just like, because he's a swords king, he can definitely be like, he uses his sword to kind of cut through anything that's going to kind of stand in his way. So that's what I wanted to say. Nine of Pentacles and the Devil. All right, so it seems like in the future you're going to wind up receiving some sort of abundance. It looks like some sort of material offer, or in some ways fruits of your own labor. Nine of Pentacles represents someone who is independent, who has kind of worked for creating and coming or manifesting something into fruition in regards to material financial assets. But the Devil comes along whenever it's like, I think what this card is saying is like, don't allow this abundance to kind of get you back into that old egoic trap. Because the Devil represents like addictions, being stuck in patterns or behaviors that aren't really super favorable. And you may be more aware of this, but like, if you do come into money or some sort, don't use that money to, what this is saying is don't use that money to go buy products or drugs or whatever that's going to keep you in an addictive behavior, or just anything that's going to wind up that is not a favorable action or a negative behavior of some sort. So you're going to be coming into something, and just don't allow that to kind of muddle your processes and fall back into old patterns. And we're going to get a little bit more information as we move along. I definitely say that someone may have been pretty envious of this relationship or this event or milestone that happened for you, this celebratory event. Because I do have the Seven of Swords here, or the Four of Wands and the Lovers. And this represents someone who is kind of deceptive, a trickster, or just envious, kind of watching you in a way. So if there's a person that you know of, or you may not be super aware of them at the current moment, but it may wind up coming to light, that is kind of watching you and might be obsessing or envious of like this celebration that you did, whether it was your marriage, your relationship, some sort of event or milestone. It's just saying that this person is definitely looking at you. But don't pay them any mind, especially if they're not actually pursuing anything on you. Or on the other hand, what happened here, if there's not someone in your life that resonates with, the other message I'm getting is that this celebration or this milestone you may have done in secret. You may have kind of done it like on the down low, and not really told many people about it. So that's another great message I got just then. All right, so over the King of Cups and the Justice card, I have the Six of Wands. So whatever is happening here with the laws and legalities and what's playing out and unfolding for you and the contracts and whatnot, it looks like it's going to be victorious. So if you've been wondering whether or not it's going to work out for you, this is saying yes. It's happening. You're gaining recognition. You're coming out victorious from this endeavor. That he kind of stands tall on his horse. He's got his wand up there with the wreath, and he's like celebrating his accomplishment. So that's a great card to have for anything you're having unfold in your life in regards to law, legality, stuff like that. Court systems. That's funny. So two aces here. Yeah, so over the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords, you're definitely gaining more and more clarity about this new idea or endeavor that you're going to be inspired to take action on. Because the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, especially over the Ace of Wands, is saying, yes, this is going to be victorious. I need you to take this sword and run with it. Take this sword, take this idea, this new endeavor that's kind of coming into your awareness, and just go for it. Don't think too much about it, because the King of Wands in some ways I can read that as like someone who's kind of just sitting there and not doing it. But the thing is like it's saying go for it. Like don't wait on it. Allow it to come through and just move on it. Nine of Pentacles and the Devil. Okay, so it looks like you're going to be releasing some heavy burdens here. And maybe, honestly, that could be what the Devil was talking about as well. Aside from the negative behaviors or whatever, if it's saying that you're going to be coming into some sort of fruition of abundance, whether it's wealth, finances, whatever, picking the fruits of your labor, and it's saying, this Devil card could be saying that you have put in the work to release yourself from these burdens. You've put in the work here. That's what this card's representing, and releasing yourself from these negative behaviors. That's really what I'm getting from that. You're releasing yourself, coming to the end of a cycle here. These heavy burdens that you've been holding on to, it looks like it's going to wind up going away. That's honestly, that's the whole point of the transformation process, is like you've been going through a pretty powerful transformation already. A lot of us have. But it's very much prevalent in your reading this time around. Another beginning card. Wow, a lot of good stuff coming in for you this week, Aquarius. So let's see here. Trust the process. Yep. All right, so the two cards of the heart or relationship. We have trust. So trust that what's playing out in your life right now is actually going to be for your best benefit, especially if it's anything to do with connections. You're taking a leap of faith and kind of just going with, and it's with this other card here, listen. This is talking about listening to your intuition. So if there's something coming in, whether it's passionate or otherwise, it's saying listen to your intuition on the choice being made. Take that leap of faith and trust that you are being guided towards something so much better than where you were currently at. All right, raise or promotion. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is the first card I've drawn for this week so far, for this card in particular. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. So, pretty straightforward. Some of you are going to be getting a raise or a promotion of some sort. If you don't actually work for somebody else and you work for yourself, it is saying that money is going to be increasing for you. You might be getting a bonus, like a donation of some sort. That's what I'm getting. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree, gardens, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. So yeah, that's basically what this is saying, is like kind of connecting with nature or just getting outside and allowing your mind to become more clear. And that's what I'm saying. Like the King of Swords here is that's another card of coming back into nature, going out into nature, gaining that higher perspective and that clarity in order to move forward on this new endeavor that's coming in for you. Lots of new beginning energy and fresh starts coming in. It's just saying listen to your intuition. Just allow this transformation come in so that you can start all this new stuff that's coming on. So yeah, go out and enjoy nature, get clear. And this really just talking about trust your instincts, trust yourself, and trust the universe. While your logical mind is dictating a supposedly clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternative path. The logical path may be one that you consider safe and more familiar, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. So yeah, that actually plays, like, look at this, 2 trust cards. So like initially what I'm feeling is like this new thing coming in, you may be kind of apprehensive towards it. And it's just saying trust that like what's being presented to you is not too good to be true, and allow yourself to just be pulled by the heart and inspired and just go for it. That's what this is saying. This is actually a really cool reading. All the readings are pretty cool, especially when you can actually like get some really awesome messages coming through, especially if it's healing messages. Like, you may be going through a rough time. This doesn't really seem like you're going through a super rough time, although this transformation that's happening can be pictured as such. I'm not diminishing anything that you're experiencing, because I've been through a lot of tough times myself. So anyway, Aquarius, I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying to expand and give out my intuitive messages as much as possible to as many people as I can. So I guess I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.